Hey, what's going on, you dead set legends? Hope you have had an amazing weekend wherever you are around the world. I hope you're all happy. Hope you're all excited, and I hope you're just all enjoying whatever you are doing in life. I certainly have been, and one thing that was catching my attention was there was so much arm wrestling on the weekend. Like I had Tim Talmadge over there at the USA Fit Games. There was Sarah Backman with the Sarah Backman Classic, with the Harley Davidson Classic. There was the Tennessee State Championships. And then, of course, the World Series of Arm Wrestling that is being filmed and documented, because last time, I think their first or second year of doing it, it was on a streaming service in the US. So I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is great. I mean, I've said it once. I've said it a thousand times. Like, I always get a bit stunned at what America do. But I'm also getting stunned about what North America, I know there's like 20 countries in North America, but I'll be predominantly talking about the US, and I'll be predominantly talking about the US and Canada. But there's some things that are bothering me that you're not doing. And I'll be very, very interested to see, how it all goes, because, I'll go through my points. I'll have a bit of fun, and we will rock and roll and go from there. So my first point, if I can get, my first point, let's get that up there. It is, you guys need to be patient. And what I mean by be patient, and look, I will probably contradict myself as this goes on, because that's just what I do sometimes. I have this one point, I'm like, yeah, that's a really good point. Then I'm like, almost play devil's advocate with myself. But this one is be patient. Every single time I see a new promotion start up, they go balls to the wall on their first one. They want, they try and get the biggest stars, the best venue, the best equipment and everything. So they do all that, and it doesn't hit pay-per-view sales or YouTube hits that they're after, and then they're broke. And then you lose money in your first tournament. You're like, I'm never doing that again. So for me, the key is to be patient. You need about 2 or 3 years, I think. Keep running tournaments, keep building a reputation, keep getting a word of mouth. Now, of course, everyone wants, and you could argue needs, to have their first event knocked out of the park and hit a home run. What I would be doing is utilizing what you've got and who you've got. So if you're going to run an event with people that you know, people that you can trust. Run an event, if you know higher class people, pull in that favor card. Hey, mate, running my first event. Look, I can't pay you now, but when we get to 4 or 5 events down the road, I'll be able to sling you a few bucks. But could you please be my headline act? Now, they might be a mid-tier puller. They might even be a lower-tier puller, but use the right words and call them a main event or headline the card and things like that. Use that, because I think with your first event, a part of me thinks production can be better than the superstars. Now, a lot of the superstars, there's not many under contract, but all the others are agreeing to just pull with 1 or 2 promotions, so they can continue to get you $2,000, your $3,000, your $5,000 and things like that. But at this stage, just be patient. Just be patient. 2 or 3 years if you're someone that really wants to get it done. Now, if you're running an annual event, then okay, I understand. Go hard and go big, go hard. But then from there, you need to be consistent, because within 48 hours of an event finishing, we've forgotten about it. I remember, I can't remember which King of the Table it was. King of the Table was on a Saturday. I flew home and was talking about it on a Wednesday, and people were telling me to move on. So if you're running a 1-a-year event, and that's going to be your Super Bowl, then you have to, when I mean be patient, is then start putting out content. And this will make sense a little bit later on. But just be patient. See, it's the only way I can really see it happening. You put on an event and you're hoping you get your 10,000 pay-per-views, which is really hard to do. But the key of this element is you guys are in control. So that's point number one. Point number two, support each other's events. Now, I know we're not going to have world arm wrestling peace and everyone's going to get along with everyone. I understand that. And that's not a problem at all. But it just takes one pioneer. With anything, it takes one pioneer. So, if I'm running an event, all you have to do is just like share their event. Like, it's hard to get to every event. Like I said, there were 4 events that I can name in the United States on the weekend. But just say World Series of Arm Wrestling went, hey guys, we're having our event, but if you're in the Tennessee State area, go to the Tennessee State Championships. And then Tennessee State would be like, oh crap, World Series of Arm Wrestling just shared our stuff. Hey guys, if you're not here, go to there. Or if you can't do that, go to the LA Fit Games. Tim Talmadge and crew are doing some awesome stuff there. And if you start sharing things, but not only sharing the events, because we all see Facebook links and posters, but make a video about it. Get that personal connection with everyone, because so many events are happening in the United States. I mean, with 330 million people just in America and however many in Canada, 2 of the biggest countries in the world, you guys can really make things happen. Now, if there's like 10 or 12 events that are all happening and all helping each other out. So a good example was the Sarah Backman Classic, because I saw the 98% people there and I saw the Knuckles Up people there. So getting around and doing that is brilliant. Hey, we're here at the Sarah Backman Classic. We don't care if she's been banned. We're backing her. We're getting behind her, and we think that's going to be a really good thing. So instead of, there's 2 ways you can support people's events. One, share and talk about it and say, this event's going to be great. And, this is going to be good. Hey, if anyone's in the tri-state area, we're on our way going. If anyone's on the West Coast, we're going to be here. Or, hey, we're on the West Coast, but there's an event happening in the Northeast. Make sure you get there and support those guys. It just takes, we're all wanting someone else to do it. For example, you bump into someone or you want to help someone out. It's like, oh, yeah, I can fix your gas leak. You message me and I'll be able to fix it. Instead of you just getting your phone, go, hey, mate, what's your number? Or what's your name on Facebook? Yeah, boom, 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 I've just texted you. We're all wanting that. You got to go to me. I see a lot of friendships lost. Oh, well, they've got a phone. They can message me. No, you just message them. It's the same with that. It just takes one pioneer to shoot it forward, get it going, and just support each other's events, because I know there are so many in North America and there are so many in Canada, because I could be friends with someone and I might not know that UAL put on an event, but then I see someone not associated with the UAL go, hey guys, there's this awesome event on the weekend. I'm thinking of going. Does anyone want a car ride? And you know what arm wrestlers are like? Far and few between. So we need to make friends and go on there. So my second point would be support each other's events. I think it's really important. And then the second way you can do it is not talk shit about it. So if someone's got an event going on, you don't like their main event, then just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. I know a lot of people get things going in their agates because they have to hang shit on me. Now, you can have a difference about it. Hey, the event wasn't great or something like that. That's the third way. That just came to me then. The third way you can support the event is probably message them privately. Hey, I think your stream let you down. An idea, production could have been better. Couldn't really hear anything on the microphones. Because if you send it, okay, oh, we got that from this guy, but then 40 other people say the same thing, well, then the promoter's got no choice than to fix the audio. But if you sit there and start going online, oh, I'm a fucking hero, no, you just look like an idiot. So supporting people's events is one of the best things you can do. I think it's great because I thoroughly enjoy it when I see one event sharing another company's event. Then you can work together and have battles. Right, we're going to have the best of Arm Sports Entertainment, and we're going to take on Nowhere to Run Arm Wrestling, and we'll have a fun head-to-head battle down, and then 98% pop up and go, right, we'll take the winner. And you can just work out bits and pieces and all your other promotions. Like, it's going to be amazing if you just kind of all look after each other. Number 3, check your ego. Check your ego. Now, this might only be talking to a minority, but this is a bit of a minority that I have seen. They win a couple of matches. They might have snuck onto a pay-per-view card and been early on. They might have been a filler, but they've won. Or they might be really good at training, and they're already demanding money. What happened to just the love of the sport? Now, I understand it costs money to travel. I totally get that. But not every match is a money match. Shouldn't get paid for everything. I mean, I played local footy here for many, many years, and I was on teams where other people were getting paid and I wasn't, because I just loved the game. I just loved the game. Like, people should be taking matches, not all the time, but when you can. Another ego thing, if you're ranked 7 and 8, 9, and 10 try and challenge you, take the match or entertain the idea of having the match. Because remember, you were ranked 8, 9, and 10 once, and you were trying to climb the ladder. I understand you've got your journey and you're trying to get to the top as well. But if 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are ignoring you, well, then you're just sitting on your thumbs and there is no progress. So I'm really looking for pioneers. Everyone's like, oh, I'll pull him. I need $500 to pull him. It's like, mate, like, are you kidding? Now, you guys can do side bets, which you are really good at. If you're going to put up your own money, then that's fine. But expecting the promoter to put it up, or I would like to even do another video of figuring out where the money matches, where promoters should pay the people, looking up in there. That's always an interesting one for me. But I think a lot of people have just got to really check their ego, because even if you do lose, like I mentioned earlier, the internet forgets. It just forgets. They're not bothered. They just go, you know what? We're, 48 hours later, it's like, cool. I lost. No worries. The match circles the internet, and then you go. So it's a big thing. It's a big thing to check your ego, because you're going to get humbled in more than one way. You're going to get humbled in wins and losses. You're going to get humbled when the phone doesn't call anymore because no one wants to book you. You're going to get humbled because, you might be feeling good at practice, but then the other 30 guys at your practice are just feeling incredible. You're going to get humbled in many ways. So I think just checking your ego on so many different levels will, in fact, improve your state in the arm wrestling world, because I believe participation level has never been bigger. And this also probably goes into my first thing with kind of like being patient and things like that. Nah, it doesn't actually. I changed my mind. I had a point. I was like, no, I've gone this far without contradicting myself. I'll see how far I can go. But ego's a big thing. It really is. And it sucks, especially if you're a man, testosterone and things like that. And you're like, ugh. But you've just really got to check your ego. And with everyone working together, there can be many good ways of getting it done. Just quickly, Roy, how you going, mate? Layers in the house. What is up, Aussie? Dan Plexman, ready, bang. I know Canada's in North America. They're literally on the flag behind me. And Dan Shaw, what's going on, buddy? Hope you guys are well. Sorry, I've just been in the zone talking about my five or 6 points. I can't remember how many I had. This one's a big one for me. This one is a huge one for me. If you're running an event and not many people turn up, don't fucking make a Facebook post whinging, oh, we put on these events and no one turns up. Ask yourself why people aren't turning up. Make it stand out. Make it something different. Don't make it the same as every other event. Or if you're trying to organize something or people pull out at the last minute, don't make a Facebook post or a Reddit post going, oh, well, it sucks when people pull out last minute. It does suck. But why don't you focus on your athletes that did turn up? Why don't you focus on the people that are filling in? One of the best things I saw were from Knuckles Up when Engen and Waff came after them, and because they had Gajewski and IFA refs, they did not complain once. Now, talking to them, they were like, yeah, it sucks, but, you know, they were focused on the people that turned up. They were really supportive of Pavlo Derbedenyev because he pulled twice that night, Marcial and Ryan Espy, and they were really good about it. Too many times I'm seeing when an event happens or is about to happen, and there's just so much of it. I get it. Drama sells, but you can find drama in a fun way. You can find it in a fun way. Focus on those people that are turning up to your events. Because you know what? You know what's better than you venting and whinging and thinking you're incredible? It's 40 athletes talking about how amazing your event was. Okay, you were putting on this event, you've invested a lot of your money, thank you for it, and you needed, say, 100 athletes to break even, and only 40 turn up. What would be better if you made those 40 people feel like main eventers, and then you've got 40 posts of videos and photos. Oh my God, such and such arm wrestling was fantastic. Treated us like kings and queens. We had this awesome event. Atmosphere was electric, you know, and I'm sure with every single promotion, everyone has done it all the time. So just don't, it is hard. It is hard to take the higher road. It is hard when you're frustrated not to say anything. But I can tell you now, it does zero for you as a person. It does zero for you and your integrity. And it just does zero for your promotions moving forward. My advice, focus on the positives and hide the negatives all the time. All the time. And then people will start turning up to your events. What was the event the other day? Was it the other day, the other week? All my time frames are misleading. But I remember going, how was the event? And they said, look, we expected this amount of people. We only got this amount of people. But it seemed like everyone enjoyed themselves. And then, of course, I was scrolling and having a bit of a look. And you know what? 20 or 30 posts of people enjoying themselves. Because you've got to understand, like, especially in the next few years of arm wrestling, you guys are going to get older. So, like, perfect example was the WWE in the Attitude Era. Like, they got that certain time frame. We wanted tits and ass and middle fingers and chair shots everywhere. But then those same people that loved it grew up. And they were like, and then they had their kids and they're like, nah, you know what? I don't think I want to see TNA when I take my little son to the wrestling. Oh, I don't think I want to see too many chair shots to the head because going to have brain damage a little bit later on. It's very interesting. Dan says sometimes we have lower turnouts, but it's still fun. Florida always looks like fun. And I've always told Chance I'd love to come. But yeah, it always looks like a good time there at Florida. We just hope to break even. If we don't, we just hope the next one will just be as fun and hopefully break even again. Yeah, I definitely get it when it comes to the money. That makes it a hard thing. That's why when new promotions start, they usually swing for the fences in hope for the best. But then in 2 or 3 events, they're gone. And there's nothing of them again. Like, just see what everyone else is doing and, like, do something different to that. Something completely different. Because it's like, oh, you're doing the same thing but lower value. Oh, you're doing the same thing but no superstars. Like a good one, Montana Armbender League. They had a draft. They had random people having super matches and they filmed it and their production's great and they know their limitations, so they hire out this, like, you know, smaller but amazing venue, and they're in a big giant sports bar. And I know everyone's like, we need to get out of the pubs, but sports bars and pubs in the 80s or the 90s are so much different now. Some of my favorite places are sports bars. Sit there, giant TV screen, and if that's got your arm wrestling in the background, or I remember going to a state titles and we were in a small venue, but it was packed, so the atmosphere was cool. But then they had the stream going out to everyone watching in the restaurant. So then, they're arm wrestling. So you know what they do? They walk into the room. So I just want to see what's going on here, the arm wrestling. Holy shit, everyone's enjoying themselves. And then that casual fan has a bit of a chat, buggers off and tells everyone, oh, I was just having something to eat. And they were going nuts. We had arm wrestling here. It was going nuts. So that's way better than, oh, hey, I've just done this and no one turned up and what's going on and why do I even do these events? I know I'm contradicting myself. Whinging about the whinging. But that's just something, because I think all of this builds up to my last point where you can take control, dominate the world. Jeremiah, what's going on, mate? Sorry, I haven't been talking much in the chat. I just thought of this one, and I can't do a super long show. And I thought it was just going to be a bit longer than a video, and I didn't want to edit. My next point, create stars and build characters. Not everything has to be live streamed. And if it does, that is fine. You got 330 million people who start naming some of the most famous people in the world. The most popular YouTuber on the world is American, Mr. Beast. Everybody loves LeBron James, Steph Curry. They're American. I think Justin Bieber, isn't he Canadian? Your movie stars, a lot of them North American. But they all started with their first audition and things like that. So building stars and create stars and build characters are great. Yeah, it's such an improvement. Now, not everything has to be WWE. Now, unfortunately, Brad Grundy stepped down from arm wrestling. But he was like this baby face. I'm always happy. Everything's fine. That was a great character. You know, there's that African guy on the internet who doesn't even say a word in his videos, now makes millions. But it starts with the first video. And yes, your first video is going to suck. Even me, 4 years later, some of my videos suck and I'm not in the algorithm and people don't want me at events and things like that. And that's fine. But we all have to start at our first video. And just believe that you can be the star. So when you project that on video, then I think, holy crap, I've never seen this guy before, but he is a star. Film all your wins. Film some of your losses and things like that. Create reels or spend a bit of money and say, hey, guys, can you help us out and do a bit of a highlight reel or jazz this little wins up a bit. So then you've got yourself a bit of a resume. Develop a character. Now, usually the best characters are you, but turned up. They're usually the best characters. But it's more, you're trying to figure out where the new stars come from. Think about it. In North America, the most popular arm wrestlers are like 50 years old plus. Devin Larratt, the most influential arm wrestler in the world. Doesn't need anyone. He just had someone at his house with 5 million followers on Instagram. David Aid or something like that. I'll have to double check it. Reaches out to Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw knocks it. When I was at his house, he was on the phone to Mike O'Hearn, the greatest arm wrestler of all time, is from North America. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time, The Undertaker, had an arm wrestler on his show. And that was Monster Michael Todd from North America. Eric Harlan's in the chat and he goes, Aussie, go underground, bruh. Names like Captain Pretentious, The Metal, and me. Well, that's what I mean. Pete, you guys are trying to take your opportunities when you can. Thank you very much for the super chat, Eric. Hope you're doing well. Jeremiah, did I say hi to you before? I'm sure I did, but I'll say it again because you're a star. But The Metal took a chance. I did a 24-hour podcast and he came on. Didn't really understand how much of a character he is. And now he's building his brand. The Metal. We love the metal here. I love the metal. So it goes from there. Create your own star. Create your own vision. Now, I've got friends all over the world who have been doing it. You got to run your own race. That goes back to being patient. Just because you put a couple of videos out and no one watches it, doesn't mean no one will ever watch it. Shit, 4 years later, people still don't watch my videos. Some skyrocket to the moon. Amazing. Some don't. And that's okay. And that is okay. SummerSlam was amazing. I really enjoyed it. Slightly going off topic. But I really enjoyed it. That's for sure. Now, it'll take everyone time. Some people, they just progress quicker. That's just what happens. Others don't. But they will get there in the end. If you believe in it, and you were. Like sometimes, like I watched WAL, one of my favorite pullers was Jeff Hale. He was just a character. Whoop, whoop. I thought he was cool. Rubbed people up the wrong way. But that's fine. I liked it. And I was so excited when I met Jeff for the first time. Great guy. Hope to see him back soon. But yeah, create stars, build character or characters. And that means if you do a press conference, take advantage of that opportunity. If you go to an event, document everything. Everything if you can. I know you got to focus on you pulling and you arm wrestling, but if you're someone that wants to go to the next level, if you want to be YouTube famous or you want to be invited to the top tier events, winning just isn't enough. It just isn't. It really isn't. I've been saying that for years. My next point. Oh, this is my last point. Be America. Like, seriously. 330 million people you've got there. You're on top of the gold medal tally in the Olympics. You turn on the TV, you got the #1 basketball league in the world. When it comes to social medias, everyone loves the Americans. You've got the #1 baseball league in the world. Everyone is coming to you. An Australian just went #1 in the draft. We are going to you. Japan, Korea, Mexico's North America, but you know what I mean? Everyone's going to the United States. Ice hockey has the #1 league in the world. Gridiron has the #1 league in the world. You are the only country I'm aware of that other countries televise your election live. And how do I know that? Because it's done here in Australia. Your last few elections were live on our TV. Be America. Stop bowing down and like you're just like, oh, I better behave so I can be invited to some top events. No, be America. Make everyone come to you. Knuckles Up are bringing some international superstars to their event. Tim Talmadge has brought some international superstars to his event. Michael Todd was doing it with the Monster Factory. Be America. You guys are global superstars. Everyone wants to be in Hollywood. The top few YouTubers in the world are from America. Joe Rogan, the number one podcast in the world. Be America. Like, make everyone come to you. Because, in my opinion, the pay-per-view sales, the majority come from America. So, which is great. You guys are supporting the sport, and you guys travel everywhere in the States, and you guys put up your own money, and somehow you guys get incredible sponsors for your event. Tim Talmadge got a kindergarten to drop thousands of dollars at Arizona State last year. That's how I got to go there, from a kindergarten. You guys have something awesome going on over there. You're having tournaments and events and round robins and super matches every single week of the year. Stop worrying about what Europe's doing. Stop worrying about what Asia's doing. Worry about what you guys are doing, because you guys can take control. Now, I know when it comes to, and stop listening to the negative comments. Oh, wow, they're not number one in the world. Who cares? You get yourself on a nice little winning streak like Mega Mike is at the moment. I want to see Mega Mike wrestle, arm wrestle. It's amazing. Another super chat. Thank you very much, Eric. He says, if I beat the Canadian Andrew Yakimovich, is that how you say it? Right hand at AWE 5. AWU. Oh, Arm Wrestling Uncensored. Yes. David Kotlow, 5th of November. No. Aussie, you and every Canadian have to acknowledge me. I'm not Canadian, though. I'm not Canadian. So why do I have to salute? Thank you for the super chat. Please explain why I have to salute you. Or is Yakimi, is he Australian? He doesn't sound Australian. Someone needs to go to train in the Kazakhstan mountains like Batman. Dennis Smith says, coming for that 4th place left-hand amateur, Aussie. Well, I don't know who has that, because I got the 3rd place. Because it's got its own trading card. That's awesome, though. Paul Crew. I've seen Paul Crew's pull, but that's what I mean. You've got so many bad dudes in North America. You've got so many megastars. WAL was the most popular event. It was on ESPN. The majority of the matches were North Americans taking on a lot of people. Start again. WAL, it was North America versus North America for the majority of the events. Jeff Hale v. Sam Harris. Some incredible matches. Devin, Michael, Todd Zilla, Jerry Caderet, Dave Chafee, all doing the main event spot. And everyone watched it, and everyone still takes about it. I don't think you guys understand how in control you are when it comes to the arm wrestling scene. I think you guys feel you have a lot more power than what you think. Now, I want you to use that power, of course, for the good, not the bad. Jake, can you add time to your next US trip? Maybe a day or two. Maybe a day or two. I'd have to talk to my wife, but I have to be home by the next weekend because I'm commentating some grand finals here in Australia. Why is that, my man? Why is that? East versus West takeover in America is very likely, I'd imagine. Now it's harder with the international athletes getting to America, but you know, it's coming to America. Good movie, but you know what I mean? DL, think about it. Like, I know it's East versus West, and the majority of the West athletes are from the United States or Canada. There's a reason for it. There is a reason for it. I can guarantee you that, and this is in all due respect, that if, let's say, Archie Morozov took on, say, Rivaz Latudze, right? Great matchup. 2 top 10 athletes in the world. 2 beasts. 2 bad. Let's go Morozov and Zarenov. This is how confident I am. Morozov and Zarenov. 2 badass dudes, right? You all might laugh at me, but I reckon there's proof to my pudding. If them 2 had a match over here in Europe somewhere, live on pay-per-view, and you had John Brzenk v. Monster Michael Todd live on pay-per-view at the same time on the same day, I would guarantee you John versus Michael would sell more. Guarantee. Would guarantee you that. Now, the purists and everyone would be like, Zarenov and Morris. That'd be a great match, don't get me wrong. But if you only had to pick one, if you could only afford one, you'd be picking John versus Michael. I would say 80% of the people. And that's what I mean by Be America. Just remember your position on the global world stage. I think at times you guys kind of forget where, what you can achieve and what you've achieved in other sports. Shit, we all watch, frisbee golf, and we watch slap fighting and that. Yes, athletes have come over from Europe, but it was Dana White that helped make it popular. Jake Paul has got people interested in boxing. Not many people watch boxing fights, but we're all going to tune in when Jake Paul and Mike Tyson finally hit it off. Americanize it. Yes, maybe bring in some of that WWE stuff and get excited for matches and bits and pieces like that. But I think you can really just jag it because, then we've got, the top 10 in America going at it. But you guys just Americanize it. Have your grand entrances. Have your trash talking to a certain level. Have sparks going in between rounds. Just Hollywood it. Should you guys all tune in to watch actors win awards? Like millions of you. Millions. And the winner of Best Writing in a Foreign Film that not many people have watched, he's going to win. Oh, Gerard Jondelou for My Love in a Boat. It's like, what? What? Millions of people are tuning into this. Because you guys market things well. Almost the best in the world at marketing things. People pay millions to get an ad on the Super Bowl. Just remember where you got, look in your backyard. You have some of the weirdest people that are great. Utilize them. Anyway, let's go to some questions. I don't think Jake is into that, Robert. Into what? I don't know what have I missed something? Have I missed something? Damn, just a good Aussie. There is no good unless you have the opposite. Yeah, well, I'd say the last 6 to 8 months has just been the opposite, if truth be told. It would be nice to do something with him while he's here versus bringing him all the way from Australia. Well, thank you, Robert. But I think I might be under false pretense here. Might be going to my first baseball game if I can get there early enough. Might be going to my first baseball game with Tim Talmadge, which would be good. But I also am under the impression, Rob, that I'm there for work. I come over, I fly to New Jersey. I'm there for work. And then I just want to come home as quick as I can to see my girls. Rob K's from Canada. What up, Rob K? Aussies are in the lead with gold medals right now. No, I think we're 5th. I think it's USA and China equal on top. Side note, how good was the 100-meter sprint final? Yeah, United States and China both have 19 gold medals, and we're equal second with France with 12. So United States and China are equal first with 19. France and Australia equal second with 12. But we go a bit quiet now that the swimming's over. We go a bit quiet. Stizzy busy with a super sticker. Thank you very much. Well, if you have watched all of this so far, do you agree or disagree with my points? I don't think you understand. Majority of pay-per-view sales from America. Top promotions in the world coming to America. You have Knuckles Up for a super match format who have single-handedly brought arm wrestling back to the Arnolds. And now, once again, helping other events. Now Knuckles Up are like, right, 98% Virginia Arm Wrestling. You guys. Arnold's qualifier. Are you in? We're in. Let's go. And now they're bringing everyone together and everyone's working together. Instead of all these promotions, you're banned, I'm going to dog shit you. I hope your family die and this, that, and the other. Oh, he's crap, rah, rah. No, Knuckles Up just quietly building a fire over here. And now arm wrestling's back at the Arnolds. How good is that? And hopefully I'll be there as well because we haven't had an Arnold's here since 2019, like an actual Arnold's event, not just arm wrestling. 2019 was our last Arnold's here in Australia. But so much, guys, like, can happen. And yeah, if you don't want, you just need a few good pioneers. I think, look, the writing's on the wall for some people. Like all the banning, like, oh, you can't even, if I catch you seeing your friends in public, you'll be banned as well. Like, come on now. Or you're banned because you're training on a TikTok video with someone. And it's like, all right, whatever. So if you guys just shift your focus, and that goes to my first point with being patient, you all want to get paid now. Arm wrestling, good or bad, will always be around. Our golden era is dropping off a bit. I will admit, our golden era will drop off a bit. Top people at the top are ruining the sport, whether they like it or not. So just be patient. Start building yourself up. Now, I know, like, we've all got to train and we've all got to go to work, look after families and things like that. But it's a matter of how bad do you really want it? How bad do you really want it? I know I did with my family. But, all right, let's have a look quickly. It's all snowballing to be positive. I hope so, Eric. I really hope so. Kind of a topic, you should make a video explaining rugby to us Americans. It's not known here. Rugby, well, there's two types of rugby. Rugby's great. And if you need a little baby step into it, rugby sevens is exciting. Yep. It was the most popular league in the world. I would still say it's more popular than any league now. I would. What a deep insight this one. I dig it. Oh, thanks, mate. Really appreciate it. I just think you guys just forget. You're too busy trying to, not all of you, but, bow down and suck the teat and, oh, yes, okay, I won't do this, or I won't talk to him, or I need to get on this card. No. You guys can do it all in your own backyard. Literally. I hope you guys do. DL going for the 176 Arnold qualifier in September. Glad to join the fight for America as a whole. Good luck, DL. Hope you smash it, mate. I hope you smash it. And then I hope I'm there to see you do it. Maybe what North America needs is more state funding and development, so we can compete at things like WAF and WAF Worlds coming up. State funding is always great. Don't get me wrong. State funding is always great. But I do believe super match format is the way to go. Yeah. But also look at IFA, because what you've got to understand that, like, you approach anyone, if you say you're a world champion, how many promotions have got their own world champions? You know what I mean? So, like, I get what you're saying. Oh, first of all, Chuggington, I was in, I watched it for like 2 minutes, and I only watched like 2 minutes of it, Chuggington, but I think you had the comment of the night. You quoted Allen Iverson during the live stream. It was probably the only thing that I caught, and I thought it was hilarious. You the man. WAL never made a profit, according to Steve Kaplan. But reach out to Steve and ask what went wrong. What had happened? Was the prize pool too big? Did they not get enough money from advertising or things like that? There is a way. Is there really that much drama going on over here? I hear bits and pieces. I assume everyone's trying to build the sport together. It's not. Look, in any sport, you're always going to get it. It happens a lot. I know there's a lot all over the world in the sport. There's so many good things happening there. Do not get me wrong, but I'm just sticking up for my American mates. I think you guys can smash it. Super match format is great, but how do you develop athletes to get there? No incentive here. Our strongest athletes go to more profitable sports. Yeah. Well, that goes to my first point is to be patient. Is to be patient. You might have to sacrifice a bit, use your own money. It is hard. It is hard. But once again, you just land that pioneer, which could be you. Which could be you, Chuggington. You could be that pioneer and go, no, I'm sticking to it. I'm staying with arm wrestling. You know, sometimes we also just have to be real. We just have to be. We have to be real with everything that's going on as well. So, look, I hope it continues to grow. Like I said at the start of the show, I think popularity-wise, participation-wise, I think the sport's never been better. I think that's great. I think I just get a little bit annoyed with everyone just bowing down. Yes, oh, okay, yep. Where, I'd rather just be able to look in my kid's eyes and say, Dad did it his own way, and that is fine. I think because I have no problem leaving either. But that's just where I am. What have we got here? Once the kids built for the NBA and NFL get involved, it's over. That's what America is really missing. Could be. It could be. I'm just trying to think who would be awesome. A club started one in my own hometown. I started a club at my high school in my grade 8 class. Then the kids go to provincials and same to nationals. I know, patience. Yep. Yeah, because you've got 50 state championships. You win 10 of them. That's pretty good in 1 year. Won 10 state championships. Because what tends to happen with a lot of the US guys, if you're not, or even North America, if you're not John, Devon, Dave Chavey, if you're not already the established stars, you're almost fed to the wolves. So let me, because like everyone wants to be on the East versus West and King of the Table, which is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. They're the two biggest stages in the world. But Daniel Prokopchik versus Corey Miller. 3-0. Where was the young fella? Might be a bit later on. That was a senior match. You know, it's kind of not so much built to fail, but you get put against very strong Europeans, which does nothing for you guys moving forward. Like when Dustin Hyatt got beat pretty easily. Adam Warinsky, he's a warrior. He's a battler, but he took on Barcho. You know what I mean? I just don't think some of these matches, I mean, a lot of those matches aren't evenly built. You know, Sarah Collins from America won like a qualifier, beat like 6 people and took on like a 4-time European champion. So it's a matter of building yourself up and making all your champions and superstars over here. And they've all got to come over, which they're doing next week. So I think it's going to be great. The champions of WAF are mostly champs in super matches at East versus West. Yeah, I mean, with the Europeans, it's all in their schools and their government pours tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars into it, so that helps. But then, you know, you play them in the basketball and you guys are whooping everybody. So I know money plays a pivotal role into it. I believe Knuckles Up and the Challenger Series are the path for the unknowns to be catapulted. But yeah, if you guys at Florida Arm Wrestling League work with them and say, hey, can Florida Arm Wrestling League do an Arnold's qualifier? You know, work with them. That's another thing that I find interesting. I know, like, it is easier to do logistically and it gives more people a chance logistically. But those that have been in the sport for ages know tournament pulling and super match pulling are so much different. So you've got to win a tournament to then qualify for a super match series. You could argue that doesn't make sense. But yeah, hey, look, I think it's great. That's just my opinion. I think that America can take control of the arm wrestling world if you do it right and just stick to your strengths and stop worrying about other things. You guys are great. I'm going to take my daughters out to a play center now. So thank you all for watching this with me live, and I love hearing your opinions. And if you watch this a little bit later, let me know your opinions. You know, I always love a good discussion, and I'm always good. Well, I can always accept when I've been proven wrong. I know sometimes I've made videos and then people have jumped in the comments and was like, didn't think of it as that. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. So, no, you're great, Dan. You're great. So are you, Chuggington, and everyone else in here. You guys are amazing. I'm looking forward to... Oh, there's a link as well for, speaking of Knuckles Up. If you want 10% off, the pay-per-view for Knuckles Up, there's a link in the comment. There's a link in there. So make sure you get that out. I'll share it heaps. I can't wait. We're 6 weeks away from Knuckles Up. That's going to be a lot of fun. But guys, I just hope wherever you are around the world watching this, I just hope you guys are happy. That's all I wish from everyone. I hope you just get up in the morning and you're like, right, I feel great. I feel awesome. Because that's what I do. I know Dan Shaw. I've spent time with Dan Shaw. I know he's the same as me. I know he's all about the power of positivity. Dan's my guy. Yes, you need to morph them together, Lucha. Oh, I'm just leaving, Red Cat Man. I'm just leaving. I'm just out of here, but always we'll stop and say hi to you, Red Cat Man. Guys, you take care. You be happy. Be happy, and I cannot wait to see you. I'll be doing some live commentary. We'll have Maximum Bang Monday. I'm going to go on Keanu McGill's channel next week as well. I might get a guest on the show. I've just got we're coming into finals with my footy commentary, so that's taking up a bit of my time. But in saying that, you guys are awesome. It will take a billionaire who doesn't care about losing millions. Well, that might already be happening. Not everything is how you see it, Jeremiah. I'll leave you with that to ponder about, and I'm out of here. Love you guys. You're all the best.